Hello. So today's episode is on this idea that I've cultivated called the Trifecta of Love. We've already talked about it all in the previous episodes, but today we're just going to be connecting it together and talking about the ways that I participated in it and maybe that you have. And I want to try drawing a diagram to talk about how this Trifecta of Love affects ourselves and how it can be expressed towards others, and just the important ways that it is used to build ourselves up pretty much into a stronger, more confident, loving version of ourselves that we all can be. It just takes the work to do it. So there are three. I'm also going to be writing some info down on a paper because this is actually a lot. So, on the Trifecta of Love. Sorry, I'm writing with my right hand to do this because this is kind of important to me. We have three aspects: adjunct loneliness, labor of love, and I genuinely forgot the third. Hold on. It's something love. Interpersonal love. Okay. The most recent of the three. The one that I came up with yesterday. So, each of these, it's not in the correct order, I feel. Actually, no, it is. It's done in the order of easiness to attain, right? The easiest love to attain of all is adjunct loneliness. The second easiest love of all to attain is through labor of love, because that doesn't explicitly require interpersonal love. And interpersonal love is the absolute hardest because that requires the effort of two people to be felt to its fullest, and yet otherwise it will forever be stuck in labor of love if it's just one person giving themselves out. So here we go, guys. We're getting serious. There's a piece of me that was like, I want to talk a bit about this all and like have the writing section that I'm doing just be overlaid on. I have no idea when I'm gonna enter that in, but we'll figure it out. So the way that I've been imagining this is in like incomplete triangle. So we have the three different sides. So 1, 2, and 3. Let me section that out. Right? Like that. Interpersonal love being at the bottom. Labor of love being out here, and interpersonal love being here. All right. I was also thinking about representing this in circles, but the triangle felt more appropriate to me, especially for when we're thinking about it in reference to ourself first, right? Because this is all starting with the self, right? The love of the self is what builds this up entirely to its fullest, right? So we have our like intersection right here, right? So you have the intersection here. That's where you are reaching like your perfect point, I want to say. Because think about when you participate in all of it, it goes inward, right? And when you choose not to participate, it stays blank. I have no idea how to explain this, but when I was thinking about it in like the Venn diagram aspect, and like each circle would be a certain size, it just wasn't working in my mind. But like, think about it. So you pour into yourself, you love yourself to the fullest, and that fills it up a certain degree. Cool. You know, you've reached this point of recognizing that you are everything that you'll ever need. You can provide all the care and affection that you ever want, and that takes you so far. But, you know, after recognizing that, you have to participate in labor of love for yourself, right? You have to take care of your own world, your own actions, your own wants, your own desires, participating in that. Like cleaning your room, doing your dishes, making sure that your bills are paid for, your laundry is done, that your back is clean, right? That's where that second part of labor of love is fully fulfilled, right? And then the interpersonal love with yourself is understanding yourself more and more, right? I mean, like, technically, that's like not right, but like the interpersonal love is building that connection with yourself as an ever-changing being. As you grow and evolve, you build this connection of love with yourself and recognizing that the growth that you've undertaken is something that's incredibly important and vital to who you are. And this lets you love yourself to the fullest extent, recognizing that the negative things that have happened to you have made you who you are, and that you can choose to forever view it in this very negative space that is understandable. We go through traumas, we go through pains. It's okay. Some things are just fucking shitty as fuck. And we don't need to act like it's fucking perfect or some shit. The world isn't fucking perfect. People are fucking murdered for nothing every day, right? This shit isn't good. But to recognize that you survived what you survived to make you who you are, you can move on and grow from it. That is what is needed in the interpersonal love with the self. It really allows you to grow up and say, I'm a different person from who I was yesterday, and that's okay because I love myself still, and I love the person that I was, even in all their fuck ups. You take full accountability in who you were, and you keep going, right? And that's where the triangle of self-fulfillment is filled. You participate in these ideas, and it fills your heart up. You're loving yourself, taking care of yourself, doing everything that you need to do to be the best version of you possible. But then once the triangle of the self is fulfilled, then that is when you can start effectively putting these efforts in for other people, right? So the easiest of which is in labor of love, because you don't need that explicit interaction from someone else to put in that labor of love and show that you care materially, right? The material effort and material actions of ourselves don't need explicit thought behind it, right? So that's what you can put in over there. And then the interpersonal love. It's the hardest of them all to connect with because it takes time, it takes patience, and it really takes effort from both parties, right? Because the interpersonal love that we push out, that depth, that connection is only as strong as the other person's love for themselves is. Because if you love yourself to the fullest and you're trying to connect with someone on that same deep level, you'll feel that depth. But they might not, because they literally don't have that love. They haven't connected with themselves to that degree yet. And that's where a lot of these issues in relationships come about, right? Because there is a discrepancy in the method by which we choose to love ourselves. And when we connect with another person and these discrepancies aren't properly communicated with and talked about and faced with vulnerability and accountability, it messes things up. And that's where things really shift. All right? So that's the trifecta of love in a very short method, I guess. So let's think about how I have been applying this for myself. So first on Adjunct Loneliness, I isolate myself very often, purposeful and not purposefully, because when I was first getting on this whole self-love and happiness journey, I wasn't alone on purpose. I was I just felt like I didn't have good social skills. Felt like I was super introverted. I wasn't confident in who I was to the fullest. I was insecure to the fullest. I was very doubtful. And I did a lot of self-reflection and took a lot of accountability to the person that I used to be. And I always did my best to grow, to be the best version of me possible. And I've always, well, ever since I've committed to this journey, I have always done my best to communicate that. I have always done my best to be as transparent as possible. I have always done my absolute best to make it so that I can forever live with no regrets. And even with the new challenges that face me, where I might feel regret in a moment, um, like, it's cool. I still live with no regrets. Those who know. But like, it's cool. But like, yeah, I can confidently say I do live with no regrets because I'm always doing my best. I'm always doing my best to communicate. I'm always doing my best in my self-expression. I am always doing my best, and that really lets me live with a clear mind. I'm always acting on what I want, and it makes me feel like I have control over my life, but it's not so much control. It's I've changed the flow of how I'm living. I have redirected my course into something that I know that I'm developing myself into something that I will be proud of. Something and someone that I will be happy to be in the future with everything that I do, right? And that all stemmed first from the adjunct loneliness that I had to learn to cultivate, right? Like, it really took some time, bro. Like, sometimes when I was really like feeling down, like, I would just have to look in the mirror and say, like, I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. Or just like have that type of thought going on in the back of my head, like, I love myself, I'm wonderful, I work so hard, I have done so much, I have grown so much, I love the person that I am, I've grown up so much. Even with the struggles that I faced, I've tried my best, and nobody can take that away from me. I always do my best, and nobody can take that away from me. I have learned to be patient. I have learned to care, and I love myself because I know that I will always care for myself in the ways that I need to first, before anybody else, because I love myself that much. And it allows me to care about others to that same extent. Even if I'm misread or not, it doesn't fucking matter because I'm being authentic. I'm being real. I'm being vulnerable. I am being myself to its fullest. And that could have been only actualized through adjunct loneliness. So then, when it came into how I want to care for myself and care for others through these acts of love, these labors of love that made itself present in cleaning my room, cleaning this area. I repainted it. I moved my stuff in here. It became my new office. This is my childhood room, and now it's the room of my development, right? It's a different type of evolution. I expanded the spaces that I was participating in. I take care of the plants. I take care of the house that I'm in. I take care of my body. I push and push and push because I care about myself, because the care that I put into myself has a direct correlation into my self-expression and how I love myself ultimately, right? Like, this stuff means so much to me, and I love that I've finally been able to verbalize it, right? This series is a culmination of the adjunct loneliness that I've been participating in, the self-reflection that I had to do to get here, to talk about any of these topics, to even get started on doing this, and seeing this is the labor of love that I've been participating in, right? It took a lot of time. It took a lot of effort. It took a lot of self-reflection. It took years. It took years to get to this type of mindset, to this want for cultivation, for this betterment of myself and for others, right? But it all starts with myself so that I can push things out the way that I need to for everything that I want to accomplish. right? Because when you participate in adjunct loneliness and you focus on yourself to that degree, you ignite the passion for creation. And this isn't just like simply about creativity. I mean, it is, but it is about the creation of the maximum betterment of life in which you are fulfilling all of your expressive needs, no matter how that presents itself, right? Because in our everyday lives, we're always coaxed into preventing our expression, right? Especially young men, told to not express themselves in certain ways so that they aren't judged and hated and scolded upon. But this coaxing away from ourselves is antithetical to fulfilling the adjunct loneliness that will let you be free to be you. Right? Right, I'm talking, but like for real. So the labor of love that I've participated in myself, cleaning this area up, cleaning my room up, cleaning these other aspects of the house up, right? Taking my care of myself, going to the gym, all that stuff, cleaning my car, right? Making sure my bills are paid. I make spreadsheets as well. Those are labors of love for myself, right? All of that stuff. The material expression of how I care for myself in my everyday life. Those are the labors of love that I participate in. The interpersonal love that I participate in with myself. What the fuck does that mean? Right? Well, I mean, I know what I mean. But it's literally just reconnecting with myself. You've been witnessing me participate in interpersonal love with myself throughout this whole series, connecting with the unknown sides of myself on a deeper level so that I can continue to grow as an individual. That's all it is. It's the hardest thing out of all of this. But the interpersonal love that I have felt was also born in adjunct loneliness, right? It's all interconnected. That's the special thing. Maybe a triangle wasn't the best shape for this, because in adjunct loneliness, that is where you meet the interpersonal love, but expressing yourself outwardly from there allows you to commit to labors of love and find newer methods and newer unknown things about you with this interpersonal love, right? I don't know what the shape would be. It's like a torus. That's what it is. It's a torus of love, of care, of expression. It starts on one end. You may think this is just what it is, but as you go down it, you see that there's so much more, but it always comes back to itself in every direction. And it's forever expanding outward, growing into something more and more beautiful, right? And I guess that like toroidal shape is at the center of this, right? I said that when it came to the vortex of creativity and about following our passions, but it's not a vortex. It's a torus, because you create you create your creation and it's created, right? But from that creation, new ideas might be born, and you start right back at the top. It's all interconnected, every last one. And taking the time to know yourself will allow you to blossom in ways that you will never expect, right? So when it comes to trying to apply this trifecta or this torus of love into others people's lives, it is okay to maximize the adjunct loneliness that you participate in, or the loneliness of love, I guess you can also call it, and the labor of loves that you participate in, and just do that to its maximum and retain your boundaries, because boundaries is a form of love and self-care. Cannot forget that, right? This isn't about giving yourself away to just fucking anyone or anything. This is about building yourself up to what you need to live the life that you want in a way that is caring and loving with others, that allows you to coexist in a manner that builds up a better world. The interpersonal love that makes our connections feel real will find you. People grow, and when you're setting the example with your authenticity and how much you love yourself, others will love themselves to that same degree. And I've already experienced it with how I've been going about this entire journey. It is not something that you need to explicitly hunt for, because once you're hunting for it, you become tunnel visioned. You're no longer simply focusing on your life, you're focusing on the other. You're trying to conquer at that point. And trying to conquer is how we got in this whole situation, isn't it? So yeah, that's the trifecta of love. It's 20 minutes. Holy, I talked for a while. Yeah, that's everything for today. That was pretty fun. I might write a Substack article. I might not. I feel like I got everything out that I need to say. Honestly, I would like to just continue this conversation with anybody that gets what I'm trying to express here. But yeah, see you guys tomorrow. What is it? Thursday? Yeah, bye.